Using graphic symbols in Adobe Animate. You're going to want to use Adobe Animate, and you're going to create an animation, okay, using Adobe Animate. Now you can see there's like 11 layers in this animation. There's all sorts of things going on. I'm going to explain exactly what it is that you're going to be able to do with this. You have a lot more possibilities for animating using Adobe Animate than you could possibly do in Photoshop. In Photoshop, you can just take the frames of your animation and turn them into the layers of your Photoshop files and turn them into animations. You can do a lot more in Adobe Animate. So let me show you what this animation actually looks like. It's about 5 seconds of animation of a bunch of girls walking up and down stairs. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I did that. So I'm going to do File, New. I'm in Adobe Animate. I do File, New, and I want full HD. The type of platform I want is HTML5 canvas, and the default is going to be 30 frames per second. I'm making it 24 frames per second. So you're going to see this width and height, 1920 by 1080. That's the same dimensions as a YouTube video. So then I'm going to hit create, and let me just, right now it says 100%. I'm actually going to make it smaller because I want to be able to see the edges of my document. So I'm going to start out by making the background. I'm going to make some stairs. Okay, so I'm going to use my shape tool, a rectangular tool, and I can change the color of my shape just by clicking on it. Better, I think. All right, so I'm going to just start making rectangles to make the staircase. And what you can do is you can just sort of select all of them by dragging the cursor over them, and then you can do edit, copy, edit, paste, and then you can move the stairs over, and then edit, copy, edit, paste. There we go. So we got a staircase going right off the edge. And then what I can do is I can fill in this area with some nice big rectangles. Okay. I'm going to make it so the outline is invisible, okay? And by doing that, you don't see all the individual shapes. It just looks like the staircase, okay? So let's see. All right, so now I have my staircase, and now I want to make the girl walking up the staircase. I'm going to show you how to do that. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go to up here to insert, and I'm going to create a graphic symbol. So a lot of times it's on movie clip as the default. You got to change it to graphic. And I'm going to name the symbol walking girl. Okay, so and now I was in scene 1, but now I'm in the symbol walking girl. Okay, so now that I'm in that symbol, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the library, and I'm going to do File, Import, Import to Library, Jaina Walk Cycle Stack. Okay, now I'm opening it, and right now it's only going to import layer 3 because that's the only layer checked off. If I go to the top here and I do select all layers, it's going to select every layer in Jana Walk Cycle Stack. And over here, it probably says convert layers to animate layers. I don't want that. I want to convert the layers to keyframes. Okay? And now I'm going to import these into my library. Okay, if you can't see your library, you might need to go here and check off the word library and you'll be able to see it. Sometimes the library is collapsed, so you just go here to library and it will open it up. And if you click, you see this folder, if you click on this arrow, it'll open the folder and show all the layers of the girl. Okay, so now if I just start pulling the girl in here, it's a little too big. So I'm going to do Control Z to, or Command Z to undo that. And I'm going to change this 100% to 25% so I can really see the girl better. So I'm going to go to Library. I'm going to take layer 1 and I'm pulling her in here. And now, the best way to do this is to each frame in the animation, if you show it twice in a row, which is called twos, the animation will be a lot smoother. So I'm going to take this girl and I'm going to, this frame, and I'm going down here to the timeline, and I'm going to copy the frame and then go right next to it and paste the frame. Okay, so I've got 2 frames that are identical. And now I'm going to go right next to it, to the empty space next to it, right click and insert blank keyframe. Now the girl disappears because she's hidden under the stack of frames. I need to be able to see her to see what I'm doing. So that's where onion skinning comes here. And this down here is onion skin. I'm going to click on that, and it temporarily makes all the frames see-through so I can see what I'm doing. It's not going to make the frames in the finished animation see-through. It's just while I'm working on the document so I can line things up. So I'm now going to grab layer 2. I'm going to, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to now grab layer 2. I'm going to match up the hat and everything exactly, the head exactly. And once I've matched her up, I'm going to go down here and I'm going to copy frame. I'm going to go to the empty space next to her and I'm going to paste frame. And I'm going to go to the empty space next to that and I'm going to do insert blank keyframe. And now lather, rinse, repeat. I'm going to do this over and over again. So each frame gets copied, pasted. It's a little tedious, but it's worth it in the end. And then next to it, you insert a blank keyframe, and then you do the next one. So I'm about halfway done. It's not going to take that long. Paste. And this is the last one. Insert blank. Let me take layer 9, bring it over here. Copy and paste it. Copy, and then the last one, paste. Okay, now let's just test it out. Let's see how it looks. So I'm going to do this so that it's looping. I'll temporarily turn off the onion skinning, and let's check out how it looks. Okay, hold on. Got to pull this all the way out to here. And now let's see how it looks. Perfect. Very, very smooth animation. Okay, so now I've created this graphic symbol called Walking Girl, and that's what this is. This is Walking Girl. And now I'm going to go back to scene 1. Okay. me select all this, the staircase. I'm going to just bring it down a little bit. Okay. Before I create layer 2, I have to do something else. I'm going to go down to layer 1, and I'm going to do create motion tween. And it says the selected item cannot be tweened. You must convert this symbol to a symbol in order to tween. Do you want to convert and create a tween? I'm going to hit OK. All right, so this whole thing became a graphic symbol, and now I'm going to pull it out to 6 seconds. Okay, now this is important because you want the staircase to appear the entire, not just in the first frame, but during the entire animation. Okay, so now I'm going to go to, let me just rename it staircase, red staircase. Red stairs, okay. There we go. Now I'm going to take walking girl. I'm going to go to layer 2 now, which is the layer I just created before. I'm going to take the walking girl. I'm going to put her here. I'm going to go here and I'm going to do create motion tween. I'm going to pull this all the way out to 6 seconds. And then with my timeline at the 6-second mark, I'm going to pull her up the staircase. Okay, and let's see how it looks. We don't know how it's going to look yet. Looks kind of like she's floating. Maybe she could start out a little lower here. So I can pull this a little lower. Okay, maybe I can arch this a little and pull this down here a little lower. Change the angle a little bit. And then maybe I can go here to the staircase, pull that down a little bit. All right, so let's see what happens. Okay, now we have the girl walking up the staircase. Maybe we can pull the staircase down slightly. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Okay, so let's play it. And there's the girl walking up the staircase. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to add a second girl walking up another staircase. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add another layer. This is now called layer 3, and I'm adding it on the top. Okay, and now I'm going to add another staircase. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll add it. You know what? I think I'm going to add it on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to add another staircase far away in the distance. Okay, so just temporarily, I'm going to hide the girl, and I'm going to hide this staircase. And I'm going to make another staircase far away in the distance, and I have to make it a different color. So I'll make it a green staircase. Okay, so I'm going to make another staircase. I'm in the shape tool. I've changed the color to green. And every once in a while, I'm going to unhide this staircase just to see how much I really still need to draw. I mean, if it's hidden behind the other staircase, there's no need to draw anymore. Right, so there we go. Okay, so now I've had this other staircase, and I'm going to have a girl walking up the staircase. So first of all, let me just finish drawing the staircase. Okay, so I'm going to add another layer. Okay, and in this layer, I'm going to take Walking Girl. I'm going to bring her over here, and I'm going to right-click, transform, flip horizontally. Now she's facing in the other direction, and now I'm going to go here to transform her further, and I want to make her smaller, but I don't want her to get distorted. So I'm going to make her smaller. She's farther away. I'll bring her down here to the staircase. There we go. Make her a little bigger. There we go. Okay, so I think she's smaller than the other girl. Let's just check. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to create, and I want her to start out being hidden behind the staircase, the red staircase. And she is. So I'm going to create a right-click, create motion tween in this layer. I'm going to have her go up the stairs, but I'm going to move the cursor all the way to 6 seconds. So she's going to be going up the stairs slower than the other girl. All right. So here I am at the 6 second mark, and I created my motion tween, and here she is going up the stairs. And off the edge of the paper. Okay, so let's unhide everything. Let's go back to the beginning, and let's see how our animation looks. Okay, and the first thing I'm noticing is that the stairs and the feet of this other girl are not aligned. So what I'm going to do is that I need to save this. So I'm going to do File, Save As, and I'm just going to save it as Staircase Experiment 2. I'll save that to my computer just so that I have a working copy. And I'm going to go back to Timeline. And one of the things that I'm thinking is that it might look better if the staircase were in front and the girl were in back of it. So let me try that. Let me arrange so that her feet were slightly hidden. Okay? So again, I'm going to do Control Test. And I actually think that looks better with the feet slightly hidden by the edge of the staircase. Okay? So I'm going to X this out. I'm going to change from output to timeline. I'm going to save it again. File. Just File Save. I already named it. Okay, and now it's a 6 second video, and I'm going to export it. So File, Export, Export Video. Okay. And it's called Staircase Experiment 2. So you always save it and name it before you export it, because otherwise it'll just be saved as untitled document and it may accidentally overwrite something that you've created before. So I'm going to export it. It's going to be in my desktop. I'm going to hit export. And I actually just forgot something. So before I show you the finished product, I have to do something else. So this is the media encoder, and it's going to encode it now. But I'm going to actually X out of the media encoder, and I'm going to do something else to it before I save it for the final time. I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to pull that layer to the very bottomest bottom. I'm going to go to the beginning. Okay. And I'm going to give it a totally different color. Let me give it like a blue color. And I'm going to use my shape tool, and I'm going to create a background. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm not in the shape. I'm not in the shape tool right now. Let me click on the shape tool. Go to my bottomest bottom layer, and I'm going to give it a blue background. And now I'm going to export it. So first of all, let me save it again now that it's got the blue background. And now I'm going to do File, Export, Export Video, Export. And you're going to see the media encoder again. Here's the media encoder, and you got to wait till it encodes it. It says not currently encoding. And it looks like it encoded it. So if I go here to my desktop, you'll see Staircase Experiment 2. There you go.